So Rockstar are really spoiling us, and they've managed to put together a full 16 seconds of, well, not even gameplay for the trailer for the new DLC. So let's break this down and have a look at what cars we're expecting from a safe house in the hills. Now, there's a fair bit of speculation because there are 4 cars in this, and I've got to admit I agree with the general consensus on 2 of them. This is 100% the Cockett. It's probably going to be called the Cockett D4. It's based on the 80s Corvette. Through the history of GTA, the Banshee kind of alternated between being based on a Viper and being based on a Corvette, and this is very similar to the Corvette based Banshee that you would have stolen in GTA Vice City. So 100% that is that, and don't even think about not giving me this livery. Just don't even go there. And again, this one as well, 100% I think this is the Ferrari Daytona SP3. Everything about it, the look, the roofline, it just, there's no doubt in my mind that this is anything other than the Daytona SP3. But the next 2 are the ones where there's a little bit of divergence. So first of all, there's this one here. Now, I will say there are so few frames of these 2 cars, it's really difficult to see what they are. It really is. We're making a judgment based on a few dozen pixels here. And quite a few people, for understandable reasons, think this could be either a new model or a new livery potentially for the FMJ, which is obviously based on the Ford GT. But if you look at the FMJ, it's kind of a little bit different. As it is at the minute, the colours don't allow you to have that solid black line all the way down from the back. And if you zoom in really closely, what initially looks like those 2 tunnels at the back to let the air through actually seems to be some sort of vent, and it has this swan neck spoiler sticking out of the back. So I think that this isn't the Ford GT. I think this, looking at the doors, looking at how low it is at the back, I think this could either be the McLaren 720 GT3 or potentially the 765 LT. Or, you know what, Rockstar being Rockstar, it could be a blend of a few different things with those 2 thrown in. But if I were a betting man, which I'm really not because it's a mugs game, I would say 720 GT3 or 765 LT. Now I'm going to add a caveat, because the one thing I would say about this is I can't see an exhaust in this anywhere. It could just be well hidden, but it could also be another electric hypercar. And the last one is this one up here. And when I say we were making a decision based on the other one based on a few dozen pixels, we're making a decision on this based on like 3 pixels. There's nothing here to work with. But all I can see is initially those big twin exhausts and that sloping rear kind of makes me think Mercedes, so benefactor. But with it being a luxury DLC, could this not only be a new car, could this actually be a new manufacturer? And could this be a Maybach? Could this be the first Maybach in the game? Well, I say the first. There are some Maybachs in the game already, badged as Cognoscenti. They're kind of blended with Bentleys a little bit. But could this be the first of a brand new, introducing Maybach as a brand? Or could it just be badged as benefactor? I don't know. The other potential option here, I hate to do this to you, I hate to say it, but looking at the back, it does have a bit of a look of the current gen Dominator, but obviously we already have the current gen Dominator. So what's the car that isn't in the DLC that kind of suits with the sort of things that Rockstar like to do at the moment, that looks a bit like the current gen Dominator at the back? Yeah, it's the Ford Mustang Mach-E. If it's that, I'm not looking forward to testing that piece of crap. But it is in line with what Rockstar have been doing. There have been an awful lot of EVs in the game recently, and looking at the other 3 cars that have been added, none of those are EVs. It would make sense for them to throw one in. So could that be this one? Could this be the bloody god-awful Ford Mustang Mach-E? Here's to hoping not. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for this one. Just a quick one because there's not really much to say, so I'm not going to push it out to 8 minutes just for the sake of it. So I hope that was useful. But the main thing, drop a like, drop a subscribe, hype the video if you think this is relevant or interesting or anything really, and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with what I've said? Do you have other things that you think it could be? Really interested to hear what you guys have got to say. And I'll see you in the next one.